the country has a long tradition of taking care of those we send in harm's way. That dates back to the Civil War, and in some ways, maybe even the Revolutionary War before that, but certainly to the Civil War. So we send astronauts in harm's way, but we depend on other means other than NASA supplied means to provide their health care. They do incur exposures. Now, mind you, we provide health care for them comprehensively while they're on flight status, but after that, we depend on healthcare insurance, military healthcare system, whatever, to provide their care. And astronauts do incur exposures with both microgravity and radiation and isolation confinement, and maybe other exposures as well that could have a long-term health effect and not surface for many years after the exposure and after the mission. So recognizing that in this Safe Passage publication in 2002 is when that was published, the Institute of Medicine recommended that NASA undertake a comprehensive lifetime health care provision initiative, both for the astronauts and their families. As we were digesting that and in the process of studying that report, the Columbia accident happened, which heightened our awareness of the need to do this. So we started in 2003-2004 timeframe, developing and advancing legislative language to allow NASA, through an amendment to the Space Act, to allow NASA to provide comprehensive health care for life for the astronauts. We initially included their families at the behest of the Institute of Medicine. We have modified that over the years to make sure that we had agreement between all stakeholder communities and the rest of the federal government. Okay, we've modified that to now focus on the health care of the astronauts from an occupational perspective. So we have legislative language advanced, which has some traction now in both houses of Congress. It has buy-in from the administration and is being heavily discussed during this legislative cycle by the Senate and the House. And we hope, if NASA gets an authorization bill passed in the near future, that language will be included that enables NASA to provide a more comprehensive health monitoring at the Johnson Space Center for all astronauts who might voluntarily want to participate in this program, and a capability for remediating the untoward health effects of spaceflight as they age. It's important to do that, not only to take care of those that we send in harm's way, but also so we understand through documenting the long-term health effects of spaceflight, so we understand those things better to protect crews that we send to space in the future. So it's both an ethical mandate and a scientific mandate.